Hello, everyone. Hello again. A very warm welcome to all of you. So, the Halam International Educators Forum is excited to have you all joining us today for this final live Q&A session on screen time struggles. Okay. So, over the past two sessions, I think we have had a fantastic conversation with parents. So, many of you have already told us that how practical the tips were, and we're so glad it helped all of us. So, before we jump into a live questions today, I think let's take a quick and crisp recap of what we have already covered for the past two sessions. So, we have explored why kids get hooked on screens, whether it can be boredom, habit, or emotional comfort. So, the simple solution can be to set rules, clear rules, using the timers, and offer fun options. Like it can be offline games, crafts, or it can be outdoor time. So we also have talked about how too much screen time can affect their emotions, especially it can be sleep, uh, less play, irritability. The key is to observe gently, reset the routines for them and respond with some connection gently and not to control them. So, as far as our experts have advised, they had to say that to use the age filters and parental controls to keep content safe. Make some bedrooms and meal screen free zones. Co watch content and talk about things together. And also remember, tech is a tool, not a toy. Keep screens out of bedtime routines, mix screens with movement, hobbies, and creative play. So, the basic message we came for a conclusion after the session was that screens aren't the enemy. It's all about balancing them, boundaries, setting boundaries, and also bonding. So let's I think on this note, let's start our Q&A. It's time for us to jump in. If you have got a question, if you have got a concern, or even something you would like to share from your own experience, we are here to listen and support. By the way, we have got Johan here. Hi, Johan.
Hello, Akka. Nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you and see you again. Do you want to share your experiences with us about the screen time struggles you yourself have got? Do you want to say something?
Well, exams are coming near for us, and I'm quite struggling with the studying thing.
Mm-hmm.
We've got like four papers in the test, and paper one, paper two, paper three, paper four. So it's
Okay.
like a physics test on June 3rd,
Oh,
and it
okay.
might be a bit more hard. And I'm trying my best to revise hard for it.
Great. Do you find it distracted? I mean, are you getting distracted with your screens now?
Not really. Only a bit. Not that much.
Okay. How are you balancing your screen time during your exam times? How are you managing?
Trying to open the book and study about physics.
I have a question for Johan here because there is nothing like a book system here. He's doing it online, Sumana. So, Johan, how do you find it with your focus? Like you have been asking, like I'm struggling a little bit when I study, but when you go to the exam, you find it blank. Could you just tell a little bit about that?
Yeah. Well, usually my mind is blank whenever I go during the exams. Whenever I go to sleep, I, I think I read or I forgot to revise about it, or I just need to recall everything in my memory. And during the maths exam, it went everything blank.
Uh,
So,
Javen, have you got some tips for Johan? I mean, it's a general question if you want to take it, because
Yeah.
yeah, do you want to say something on this?
Yeah, Johan, are you understanding the concepts about what you're studying?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Really?
I
Really? Are you
usually,
sure
yeah,
about it? Because
Yeah.
Because if you are understanding the concept, you don't need to memorize it because it's physics, chemistry, and things like that. You just understand the concept. Then I don't think you have to memorize. Let me tell you my own example. While I was studying in school, I used to study for long hours, just chemistry. There are two parts of chemistry, like physical chemistry and organic chemistry. Physical was easy for me, but when it comes to organic chemistry, I couldn't understand the concept. But I was studying for long hours. When I appear for the exam, everything seems like I have nothing in my brain. I'm just writing something and just leaving. The thing is, I was not understanding the concept properly. Then later in my ages, I understand that it's because I was not understanding the concept properly that I was not able to memorize it, or I was getting blank. So physics and all, it's a very beautiful subject, I think. So if you get the thing correctly, you don't need to put so much effort into it. The second thing is you need motivation.
Yeah.
Do you have enough motivation for studying?
Yeah, usually, but not all of these friends beside of it because they really laugh at me whenever I get bad marks. That's what the problem is.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Okay, he
Uh,
just gave us about like his friends make fun of him because he's getting bad marks. Okay, so
Ah,
and
if
that's when the main thing comes, like for anger management issues. That's when the main anger issue starts. It's like as if I'm like going through, as if my blood is boiling, and my feeling just went up, and then I had to scream shut up to everyone.
Mm-hmm. So I think some other stuffs are bothering you, like in your subconscious. That's why you are not getting focused. So you have to take care of that stuffs first. You have to take an introspection. You can access help from your parents as well, or from your teachers, and ask yourself what is really bothering you. So if you are understanding the concept, that's not a problem. Some other things are bothering you. Maybe some things might have affected your confidence level, and maybe what kind of humiliations your friends are making on you.
Just forget it. Just they'll just say imagine getting 11, and then I was like a bit angry because of
Mhm.
that. They just love picking on fights. I don't know if they're like, I don't know if they're fully educated or it's because of their parents having issues at home. Don't even
Mhm.
know, because if they want to fight, they can easily take a like a resignation letter off the school and they can just get out of here. Really, I am not having this things ever again all the time. If they want to
okay,
like
Mhm.
get out of the school, and that, no, it's fine with me. They don't need to deal with me. I'm fine. Just get out. That's
okay.
all.
Mhm.
So Jebin, here you can have a live example. Thank you, Johan, for your time. So you could say like getting less marks. We spoke about it, one of the challenges in the screen time. So you
Mhm.
can see if the teenagers, if they don't
Mhm.
score well and they are being bullied in the school, they are
Mhm.
saying down. So it is like an issue. It's a live example which we have given right now, we just
Mhm.
say it like it's very easy to improve the focus and all. So how, Jebin, as a parent, could you please give us some more, like no matter how we do it, but there is something, the children are present in front of us, they listen to us, but we are not able to exactly get the focus of the children right now because of these distractions.
Mhm. I think his confidence level is affected at some point. So you have to work on it. Other than that, is there any possibility to speak with teachers on the same? Like if it is affecting his emotions?
Yeah, they just said like there's an issue, focus issue is there in the class. He would do well if he used
Mhm.
the maximum out of the class time, and at the
Mhm.
same time they would say like, ma'am, you need to understand there are more number of children in the class, for 25 children in the class. So engaging
Mhm.
them, it would be a little challenge for us. We are trying our best to give, a support to Johan. So
Mhm.
that's the challenge
Does he
which
have a
I feel.
teaching assistant with him?
Yeah, he says like the teaching
Oh.
assistant, whenever she is there, that yeah, she is giving a good support to him. Yeah.
The teaching
So,
assistant's name is actually called Mrs. Booth, and she
No, you
Okay,
don't
supports me.
have
Johan,
to. You don't
you need
have to
not
tell
tell the
us,
teaching. Yeah,
Johan.
Johan. So
Thank you.
we're just trying to find out the ways to help you out with your, the focus issues and how you're feeling when you're getting less marks, Johan. I hope what Jebin has told you about the thing is you need to understand whether the focus issue is there or are you able to understand the simple concept.
I'm
So,
able to understand every single concepts, but if there's a teaching assistant beside me, she can like help me a bit on some startup questions and all. But without a teaching assistant, my confidence level goes low, and I think it's like as if my mind goes blank, and as if like I'm going to fail, as if my mind is trying to say that.
That's your subconscious talk that you're going to fail. that's
Yeah.
that's that's what you believe in. So how are you going to write properly? Because you have to change your belief system. For that you have to practice. You have to practice. You have to first make sure that you are understanding the concept. Once you get the concept, practice and take few before the exam, take 2 3 revisions, minimum of 3 revisions. That's what I do. I have this thing that I have to take minimum of 3 revisions before I appear for the main exam. So in the main exam, it would be like repetitions. You are not writing it from memory. When you go for higher studies and all, you cannot memorize. You don't have the time to memorize and write. So it's like pure practice. You are just your mechanical brain is doing the thing. So you have to see that before going to the exam, you understand the concept, you study it, and you practice it. Maybe you can take your parents' help, right? Like you can tell them to ask questions to you. Your father is from engineering background only, so it would be easy for him. Yeah, physics, chemistry, and stuffs like that. So yeah, ask them to tell them to ask questions to you. Take practice, take multiple practices, and when you go to the exam, it would be your mechanical brain working. No, you do not have to use your memory there. It's by practice only. And just while you practice, you be mindful. Like, you are completely in the lesson. You do not have to think about what your friend said about you, what your subconscious brain is telling you. Your subconscious brain is telling that you're gonna fail. Then how will you focus? If your inner talk is like you're gonna fail, you're not gonna appear well in the exam. So by practice, you can shut down your negative self talk. By practice, now you're confident. Now you're increasing your confidence. You have practiced enough.
But
Now
the
that.
problem is they're not like trying to give the exact questions which are coming up on the during the examinations.
So,
They are like
is there
trying
any
to give
possibility to
something.
get previous question papers from any site or something? Like
Um,
you are telling that for the exam, they are asking practical level questions, like application level questions. It's not straightforward.
uh,
It's not direct questions. It's indirect questions. That's what you're saying, right? So,
yeah,
is there any?
there
So,
is
is there
some
any?
of them. There's like, for example, they'll just give one sum to us and they'll just ask us to like add 6J plus 5J, and we just need to write out the answer, that's all. And then they'll start changing the question each and every time once ever we go to the next practical. It's
So,
like
do you have?
the half of the lesson is done, but they are not able to finish the complete lesson, and that's when the
Mm-hmm,
exams begin. They need to complete the full lesson just like physics so that
mm-hmm,
we can get the concept out loudly.
mm-hmm. So, leave your teaching aside, like leave your school aside. You practice on your own with the help of your parents or somebody who is expert in the field. So, do you have any possibility that you can get the question papers from previous years or something
Uh,
like that?
to be honest, I don't know what kind of a school is that, but really they won't even allow
think,
anyone to
Johan,
say
we
look after
understood
that.
your question. Thank you, Johan. And yeah, there are previous year's question paper which you have been revising it. I got it.
Yeah,
So,
there is like
yeah.
past paper one, past paper two, past paper
Yes,
three, and past
yeah.
paper four.
So,
These four
Jebin, that
papers
was a good
are
thing.
coming in.
Yeah. Thank you, Johan. Jebin, that was a nice thing. Like when you told about the revision, I think the
Mm-hmm,
children nowadays lack a little bit of revision, maybe because of, you know,
mm-hmm.
the amount of time they are spending and they're taking it up in the very last moment. And trust me,
Yeah.
for GCSEs kids over here, they are facing a lot of anxiousness because me being a TA in one of the
Mm-hmm,
SEN schools, I have seen children. So yeah, this is a
mm-hmm.
wonderful thing about, practice. It is a simple thing, simple measures which
Yeah.
we have to take it, right? That's true. Thank you, Jeben. That was a nice one.
Okay. You're
Monica,
welcome.
I've got a question.
That's how I dealt with my thing. That's how I practiced. It's like right? When we do PG and all, we don't have time to memorize and write answers. It's mechanical brain.
Yeah, I've got a question for you, Monica. I do understand Johan is having this difficulty balancing things. I feel like he's already stressed. So how is he balancing his stress between this, the screen time and his exams? Is he able to cope up, or how does his examination time look like?
He finds it very stressful because the number of question papers, the previous year question papers which were mailed to him are like more, and he finds it very difficult to sit for more than half an hour, to be frank. So what we are doing is, it used to be like 40 or 1 hour earlier, but now I have made sure that half an hour go take a break. If it is like one question or two questions, it's like I'm giving him small intervals, go complete it, and then setting up an alarm like, okay, fine, this 1 hour we're going to study. After that, it's a break time of 1 hour. It is
So
not a
that break
continuous
time
one.
of 1 hour is something he's engaging back in the his gadgets.
Yes, that's what he's
Okay.
doing. Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's nice. If anybody else has got any questions or concerns or any experience you want to share, you're welcome to.
I can see Danya here. Hi, Danya.
Hi, Danya. Looks
Hi.
like, have you got something to share with us, or do you want to ask us something? Looks like her.
Technical glitch.
Yeah, maybe. If Danya joins us back, then we'll have time for Danya then. Till then, there are some couple of questions we have already received on our page. So based on our previous sessions, and some of the parents, they have asked us, they have just posted some questions. I've taken few of them, few quick questions collected. So let's go through them one by one. So the first question was posted like, how much screen time is too much? So I think we did discuss about this. So basically, it's like 2 to 5, I can share. It's approximately 1 hour per day. Like a quality content should be 1 hour. So for older kids, I think the focus less on 1 hour, or it has to be balanced. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's the same for bigger kids like teens, like age 13 to 18. There should be a balance because they are the ones deciding on the screen time. Only for children less than 5 years, we have this restricted screen time, and all for others, they should know the balance. Like
Yeah,
where should they
balance.
stop? Yeah.
Yeah,
Lot
until and
of
unless.
tantrums will be there. Lot
Yeah.
of tantrums will be there. Below 5 years kids without screen time, and once we off the mobile or TV something, lot of tantrums will be there. So we should be able to manage that. So I am dealing with all those problems now.
How many kids have you got, Danya?
Yeah, I got 2 kids.
Oh,
So one
okay.
is 1.9 years old, and one is still 3 months old. So I
Oh,
am facing problem with
is your 3-month-old
yeah.
is also looking
I
at
am
screens?
no, not 3 months old.
Okay.
1.9 years old. So yeah, my daughter, I just give her when she is having food. So she'll start once I bring her food bowl, right? She'll start mama mobile cocomelon everything. So only that time, even as I am a teacher, I know everything about screen time, but I can't manage without that.
I think that's what we were talking about, Dhanya. Like in the previous 2 sessions, for kids age 2 to 5, the aim is like for 1 hour a day, a quality
Yeah,
content that you can give. So
that's right.
less the hours, your kids, like it's safe. Otherwise, screen time shouldn't actually replace their sleep or their play or any real connection.
Yeah.
This is the
Now,
time you need to.
That's right. Nowadays, what I feel is I live in joint family. So I have my nephews also. One nephew is 5 years old, and other is 12 years old. Because I saw from 4 years old, right? So what they see in a TV or what they watch in a YouTube, all those slang will come for them. See, speaking slang. So learning what they see, more learning will be there while seeing a TV, right? All those slang, all those English languages, words, sentence, everything they'll pick up from there. So the thing is, but time limitation should be there. That is the only thing parents can control. Time limitation should be there. Parents will also have work these days. They simply let their kids to watch TV. That should not be done.
Yeah, that's what we are actually talking about, Danya. Like most of the parents are having challenge with that. So maybe we can say, but practically when we are trying to implement, I think even
Very,
Monica
very
is having
difficult.
teenagers. It's really hard for them to,
Yeah,
manage. So there
very,
are
very hard.
some. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Dania. So there are some other questions as well. Maybe you can share your input or experience as and when we take some questions. So
Okay.
the next question is, what are the warning signs of overuse? I think Monica spoke about this,
Eye
previously.
movement. Yeah. They
Yeah.
develop their own kind of a behavior thing with the eyes. Maybe it's because of the speed of the video game they watch. You could see their eyeballs moving so quickly. That's how, and they will not give the eye contact clearly when they are speaking with you. That is a
Right.
alarming sign when you know that they are above. And to be frank, yesterday we just went for a walk, and one of the Indian parent here in UK have shared that unfortunately his son, he's in third standard or second standard, he has developed this headache, and they were so, and he's been hallucinated. This is a real
Oh.
example which I have given, yeah. So, and they tried here, but unfortunately here NHS takes a lot of time. They have given appointment 3 months later. That's how the GP here is like. So they immediately took him to India. They got the MRI scan and CT scan, and the doctor told like he's been using the the screen time for overthink, that he started hallucinating the characters in the dream.
Oh,
And
no.
it is like we might think it is it is okay, just they are watching it, but no, it is such a very serious concern. It's even affecting their brain.
Yeah.
So the main warning sign is like you, every parent should, watch how long they are doing. If it is like 1 hour, yeah, after that minimum there should be a break. There's a saying of this 2020, for every 20 minutes they have to watch 20 seconds 20 feet away. I don't know how many of the parents know it, but this was advised by one of the doctor to me, and it's hard, we say it everything, but it's very hard to practice it. But yeah, but after seeing these real time examples and all, oh my God, I didn't want it to immediately, okay, get the children outside just for a play and all. So, and Danya, I just wanted to have a question. I'm sorry, like you are in a joint family. How come, like, I was thinking, because I'm a nuclear family, me, my husband, both of us work, and we got the two children. So I felt it so
Okay.
difficult because I didn't have any helping hand. So I'm so sorry I'm pulling you in this question, but I thought like maybe in a joint family you will be having good support.
Yes, Monica. So I'll be having support. See, now we are 10 members in a family. So we are living together, 10 members. My mother-in-law will be there, father-in-law. So the thing is, everyone is busy. My father-in-law works, so my mother-in-law also. But the thing is, we will be having support to look after children, so sharing household works. That support will be there for me.
So
I
not
get.
Is
particularly
my
with the
voice
children.
lagging?
Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
kind of a
kind of.
technical.
Yeah. But then maybe that is also a case, Monica,
Okay.
like mostly there would be joint family, but still people would be working and busy and can't keep the kids all time. I think at end of the time, it's just moms who are responsible to manage. Yeah, mostly in most cases, I think
Yeah,
so. But then,
that is true.
and if you have got two kids, that is so miserable to manage. So, yeah, when you were talking about this one, Monica, the hallucination part, I think nowadays parents are not really aware of those things. I think it's just an urge for parents to give them gadgets and just make them engaged. And there is an assumption that if kids look at or just go through this cartoon characters, I think they're thinking that they would learn the language basically in the cartoons. They would learn the language and all those things. Yes, they will. Few kids definitely they'll focus on language, but there are few kids who would be very much attracted towards the colors, the characters. And I have seen in my own school that a kid was completely involved with the character, the similar kind of case what you just mentioned, totally into the character, and literally seeking for that character to be around her. Yeah, it has happened. Hi, Mimi. Nice to see you.
Hi, thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining. So, yeah, we were just taking some of the questions here, and I think this is the last question we had on the page. So, what home rules can help? What home rules, like what can a simple family or very easy tip that a family can follow to keep the screen time um, things away? I think we have discussed about
Yeah,
setting some free zones like
Yeah,
bedrooms,
free zone.
the dining table,
Dining.
which Monica mentioned, and also the Alexa was the best tip. I tried in my home for my nephew
oh,
actually. Yeah. So having timers and no screens before bed. Yeah, I should literally have some rest.
yeah.
And yeah, anything else? If you guys have no screens at meals, anything else to add on?
Yes, no screen. And the doctor, yesterday I was talking about that case about the boy hallucinating. She strictly said no screen time 3 hours prior to the bed.
Mm,
The blue light, it's like it's
yeah.
so um I don't know, taking control over the brain. I don't know that she said like no, strictly you need to follow this, otherwise you're going to lose your child. So that's what one thing. And in SEN stream school, which I have seen, is like they are so much addicted. Even they get anger issues so much. They just don't want to leave the cell phone in the thing. So we are trying. Everybody are trying. Even the school managements are
Um,
trying. But this is something which we have to learn how to navigate our lives through this digital technology, because with the coming up AI and all. So yeah. So
Hard.
Danya, I know that you're giving your child the food along with the cocoa or whatever, but I think it's a little alarming. So just be careful how you have to sit down and talk about, and then maybe after lunch, maybe you can tell them. Because why I'm asking you is like in the schools when they come to primary grade, it will be only half an hour lunchtime. So that itself is a challenge, because one of Johan's friends had an issue, one of the
yeah,
mother,
yeah,
because
yeah.
he eats so slowly.
My friend is
Yeah,
like
he eats so
having
slowly. So,
hallucinations all the time. I think he was having leg pains and he's having some type of hallucinations all the time. I think he was having something scary at the night. I think it's not because of watching, because I think he woke up at the wrong side of a bed, or I think he's got some type of unwell feeling.
thank you, Johan.
His name is Jack,
No, you
but
don't have to tell us, Johan.
No
Thank
need to.
you.
Thanks, Johan.
Well, I've got a question for parents here, like how do you handle the tantrums when screen time to just cut off that screen time? Because I do understand mostly when you cut off the screen time for kids, it's really hard. because they don't like that control to be taken. So how do you think that you can handle those things? Like, be it in the age of 2 to 5, or it could be the age. I mean, we have got both the, ages parents. Danya is here, and even Monica can tell us how do you manage with ages.
I think when they were very young, it is easy to get the gadget from them and then, distract them a little. But when they are in teenage, it is not that easy. The tantrums would increase more. But as I told last week,
My
patience.
daughter, as of now, so she
Sorry, Danya, you went on mute for us. You're on mute, Danya. Danya, sorry, you're on mute.
Okay. So let Danya come back. So in the meanwhile, it is like, have lots of patience. If you again scold them in your high level pitch voice, the same thing is they're parroting back. No, I want it back. So what I do is I simply take away. That's why I use Alexa. The Alexa, I'll just go stand over there. I'll just fold my hands. I just stand there. First 2 times I said, like, Alexa is saying, like, you have to stop it now. We agreed it. Like last time Jebin was telling, like, you have to agree. The children, if they themselves set the rule, they will stop it. Oh, yeah, I got it. I can hear Alexa. I'm going to stop it. That's one rule which is going good in our house, touch wood, till now, Sumana. So
Great.
give them the chance, like what time you want to do it. They will say, oh no, 3 hours I will watch. Then tell them, like, if you do 3 hours, this is how will you be able to complete it? They don't know the practicality of how much it will take for them to study or to engage them. So it is a challenge for the parents, not that easy. We tell them to apply it, but it takes a lot of
Yeah.
patience to set
True,
the
I
rules.
agree. I agree. I think for little ones, we have got some control at some extent, but for teenagers, it's really hard. Giving them gentle warnings, following those consistent routines, and also offering some fun offline alternatives could also help, I think. But you've got a lot of patience, Monica. I appreciate that, staying calm and staying kind, but also being very firm, isn't it?
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
would like to talk to Meme. Meme, she has seen the change. So Meme, how do the teachers or like parents in Myanmar, like how are they coping up with this technology thing? Or if anybody in your family, like how are you guys doing it?
For now, in my family, my nephew is 5, and still my brother is following like less screen time. So he's managing well because my nephew doesn't have like tablet or anything. It's more like um, a cartoon for how many minutes. That's it. He doesn't get screen time a lot. So I think if you don't give them in the beginning, they don't get so addicted to it. That's one thing. And a lot of the time, I think it's hard to undo this after being done. So I think, like Monica said, the consistency, having the rule clearly set out and sticking to that consistency with lots of patience and amount of effort and time from parents, I think it will make the change for sure. Because most of the time, parents don't stay that long with children, or parents don't have that patience, or they don't have that ability to be consistent, and the rule doesn't stick. So basically what I'm finding out, majority in my school is also a similar thing, but the point is like school is also adapting to teach kids with lots of technology. So instead of like pulling that away from them, they're more integrating learning as much as they can to the children so that you can manage better in class. But again, this is totally different from what would you call like the perception from individual schools. I hear some of the schools no gadgets or mobile allowed, which is still fine. But the problem is after they get all the restriction from school, when they go home, they just want it more. They can't control it. So in a majority sense, I would say parents need to play their role, same as teacher. And, teachers might have to try different things to keep the learning engaging all the time, but also meantime, in our class too, it happens. The moment that you give them like some sort of free time for 10 minutes on their Chromebooks, and then they don't want to let it go, right? So we have like a classroom agreement, but not specifically on the devices. It's more like following directions when the teacher gives that sort of thing. So I will repeat like, I'm giving you an instruction. I'm going to count down. There is 20 minutes open door for them to get their things, like finish off. But if they don't turn it off by the time I say 0, I take away their Chromebook. So that's how it goes, because if you give them logical consequences, they will follow, and you only have to show them once. After that, they're like, oh, I can't lose my Chromebook for the day, I want it for the other activities. So once you set that rule and be consistent, but I think it's easier in a classroom in terms of setting boundaries and because there are a majority of them following. But at home, it's like you're a mom. If you're soft, they will pull all kinds of, they will touch your soft spots and then they would win it. So
Yeah.
I had
I-
I had one parent say, I remember teenage parents, they say, I don't know how to stop them. They keep using their tablets at night. And we might say, okay, no more tablets. When we leave the room, they have their own room, right? So they're like, we're so helpless. Like, then I thought, you can just take it away. Like, by 10 o'clock, all the devices in my room, I lock it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the rule, right? But parents these days, I don't know, they're getting all kinds of mixed messages, or they're afraid that they will lose this kind of, what do you call it, this soft, loving parent image from the kids. But trust me, I think sometimes when you balance both, they appreciate you, they know your love, and in a long term, they will find out the difference between who don't have that control and you know, who have that, like a balancing life, a few years back. Then they will not know right now, but then you have to give them time. They will find out in the future and look back to those future and look back to the past and think like, oh, my parents were really thoughtful for me. They thought of me. So I think it'll come. But honestly, being
Yeah.
parents is like very, very another challenge.
Yeah,
Being a
maybe.
teacher, I think that's what we're doing. And at home also, I try to tell my family, my brother follows that and he gets it. But some of them, like I said, some families, they have no ability to do it. They have no choice. They have to keep that mobile, something running on so that kids will be occupied so they can do something, some sort of, work. So I don't know. I think it's totally depend on individuals.
Absolutely. I
Absolutely.
think we have one parent who's agreeing with you, Supriya. Even she is a working mother. I would like to listen from her. Supriya,
Hi,
would you
Monica.
like
Hi,
to share?
Mimi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. The three things that I learned from all the sessions, what I heard from past few weeks is, first thing, giving more time. Second thing is, uh, um, initially we don't have to. I mean, initially, if we stop exposing the kids to the digital things, then definitely they will not have the knowledge of it. If we, and third thing is planning and engaging them. See, it all comes together. If we work on all three things, only then the kid will have a healthy environment. If you remember our childhood, we never have the exposure to much exposure to these digital gadgets and everything. I don't remember having addicted to anything like this. But I have my 5 years kid who wants mobile or a TV to be on if he wants to have food. I am working on it, but it takes time. Yeah, that is what I have to give more time with all my time constraints and I work for night shift. So it's little messy. Now again, the school started. Now I'm planning again. That is what I learned with all these discussions, that I concluded three things. That is, first, I have to stop exposing kid to all this digital gadgets. The second one, giving more time. The third thing is, next question comes, what to do in that time. Like if I have to stop giving the phone, that in that time, what I have to, how do I engage my kid? So now I've planned, I've joined, admitted to this skating classes. Now I have to think about next, because he's very active, very active. Even given a second, he'll be doing something or the other thing. So now I have to plan again with all the school timings, tuition timings, and everything. That is what, Monica. I liked all the sessions. I want to give the feedback. And this is what I gathered from all the sessions. I want to share these things with you guys.
Oh,
Thank
thank you so
you.
much, Supriya.
And
Supriya,
for
there's one
those
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
who have lots of energy in terms of physical, I think before every activity, let's say if you want to run like reading with him, or if you want to sit down, like quietly sit down and do something, before that, you need to let him do some sort of energy out exercise. If you have some space at home, let him run around, or do jumping jacks, or that's like let it out. And then
Yes.
after that, when they get all the energy out, they're like, okay, now I can sit down.
What
You know?
next? Then what
True,
next?
true. I agree
And
with you,
again,
Mimi.
5 years old, they don't focus a lot. You might only get their attention like 5 to 10 minutes max. And then after that, let them run around again, do a lot of activities. Just sharing with you one thing, when I had that sort of boy when he was 7 years old, and we have to teach like some dry lesson, like, nouns and verb and adjective words. He is like falling literally asleep, man, because he can't move, right? And I used to teach like as many activities that I could. With math lessons, we could do more. So I said, okay, that sort of corner is noun. This corner is verb. And then I schedule all the words, and then he would pick it and run to different corners. Then only he will like remember or stick the learning, because he's moving. I just got to come up with all kinds of things. I can't let him sit and do like pen and paper like other people. Other children might work, but then this one is like one thing to share you some sort of activity, whatever you think. Before they do something, let the energy out. When they're more calmer, then you start your activity. Then every 5 to 10 minutes, switch.
Yeah. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you for the suggestion. And as teachers, you guys are doing great, and sharing knowledge sessions are really great. I appreciate all of your efforts and time for making it for us. And it's what to say? It gives us like, we know everything, but we don't know how to put it on time, and to our
Yeah.
plate, how to take it next further, how to plan. These sessions are really helping us. Thank you.
We're glad.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Supriya.
Monica, sorry to cut you off. Monica has something to say.
No, maybe you answered me. That's what I was about to tell. When she told me that he's so active, I would just say, like, put on the Alexa. Because why I keep taking Alexa, it's not, I'm not doing an advertisement for it though. It's like, it is like audio. What I meant was reduce the visual, put on the music, what he likes, make him dance, jump along with him, and then give him a fresh bath down, and then give him a beautiful bedtime storybook. Sit down and then just talk to him, read along with him. That would really help, because it's just 5 years. You know why I'm talking about this, Meme? Because when you're telling, because when they are in primary, it is okay. You can give him, put one corner, one verb, noun, and all. But imagine when you come to secondary school, the amount of thing he has to sit down. And here's the question for Jebin, for me now. Jebin has to help us out, like how these children with so much things going on, so much of curriculum and all, how do you think they can do it by themselves, self-motivating and all? So being a psychologist, I think Jebin would answer this question.
Self motivation for which age group?
for the secondary Jebin, because of a large amount of data to take in, like physics, chemistry, math, and geography, history, RE. There are so many things going on. So could you just give us some tip for the teenagers, like how they can, they get frustrated so much, and one class after the another. So could you just tell them a tip, like how they can balance it?
It's like basically they can study the easier subjects first. Like there would be subjects which they are genuinely interested towards, right? So they can focus on that first. Then they could focus on the difficult subjects. In my case, I didn't like history and geography. To be honest, I didn't like touching it. But for those subjects, after finishing the easier ones, I used to take a lot of time means it's really really boring, but I have to push through. The only thing is, what I tell my students is, the capacity level of different students are different. Some of them want to be at some of them want to score the top positions, but for some, they just want to pass. So I do not force them. For people who just want a pass, I will tell them, okay, just pass, that's fine. I won't push them like you have, all of you have to get the top score. I never push them. So, and the students who want a top mark, I'll tell them, okay, you do whatever you want to do, but I want everybody to pass the paper. I do not push anybody. So most of the time, students, what they do is, for the love of teacher, most of them would pass. And I had got 2 or 3 kids, not kids, actually teenagers, undergrads, 18 years. They would come and tell me that, ma'am, we are really really not interested in studies. Like, please do not push us to pass also, because we are not interested in studies. Then I would ask them, then in what area you are interested in? Then they would say that this is my plan for my future. So this studies is just, I don't have anything to do with it. I just need a course completion certificate, that's it. So I was like, okay, if that's your plan for the future, then go along with it. But in the future, if you are not even having a degree, then that would be difficult. We can only advise them. They have to have this motivation from within. If they have other plans inside, then we can't do much about it. I had got a students in UK also. He was in Sen school, I think. He was telling me like, I'm not actually interested in studies. So I was like, okay, after the school, anyways, you would be in the school until 16 years. After that, you have to go from the school. You cannot stay in the school for lifelong. So he was like, okay, I'll accompany my father for some electrician work or something. His father is an electrician or something. So that's his idea. He's not interested in studies. So I was like, okay, fine, then if that's your intention, then that's what you're doing. So he's not studying and all, he just want to pass the school, that's it. You cannot motivate somebody if they are not genuine. You cannot motivate somebody if they are not genuinely interested in something. They would be having some other ideas. If that idea is fine with them, then that's it. That's what I do.
Right. Thanks, Jabin. Thanks for all your inputs. And, it was all insightful. All these 2 sessions, it brought us to some sort of conclusion. And that brings us to the end of today's live session. A big thank you to each one of you for joining. Your presence and questions, it truly made it meaningful. Huge thanks to our panelists and members, educators, experts, and most importantly, you, the viewers, the dedicated parents and teachers. So don't forget to like a Facebook page and visit our YouTube channel and share any questions or topic ideas. We are here to support you. Of course, Gina, you can. Hi, Gina. I'm so sorry. Please go on.
Hello, good day, everyone. Good
Hello.
day. Hello.
Hello. Good day
My
to you
pleasure
too.
to join.
Nice to see
Yeah.
you, Gina.
Yes, you're speaking about the gadgets and sorry,
Please go on. Please go on. Did you have something to say to us?
what, Sumana? Yeah. Yes, you were speaking about the gadgets and how it affects the kids. Yeah, I have 2 kids, 7 and 10. I'm facing the same issues as y'all know. Yeah, but then what I try to do is I try to keep a limit, but then it's not working to the full effect actually. I try to tell them like you can use it for 1 hour and then you have to stop it. But then, they keep taking it again. And then what I said to my daughter one day, I kept the phone apart Okay. And she was like, can you give me mama for at least 10 minutes before bed? I said, no, you cannot take phone. But then what I saw in her was like, she was totally upset and she couldn't sleep. And it was really a chaos. And then I told, when I was a kid, even when I was in 10th standard, I remember I had a phone. And my mom used to take away the phone by around 8 p.m. And then I was thinking, oh, why, Mama, please give me, can I say good night to my friends? Oh, no, 8 p.m. is the deadline. You cannot have phone anymore. So even I used to think, oh, why is it like that? But then I used to tell my stories to bring an imprint on her. But then I don't know how far it can affect them. But then still, I try to continue the same. And moreover, the education system here, one period is an iPad time for the kids, right?
Yeah.
They have a period which is called the iPad time. And that's the most the time with which these kids enjoy a lot than the other sessions. When you take the iPad from them, still they are not happy. So we are in a different education system here, which we used to follow, which was in India, where every period they used to take book, write notes, learn. Things are totally different. So as parents and teachers, we have to bring out different things, like how we can indulge them into other activities as well. So, and my little one is a boy, so he likes playing football. So I encourage him to play football outside. I take him to park. And he have some friends next door. And that's how I keep them away from the screen time. But if you are not with them, actually, that's gone again. Like you need to focus on keeping an eye on them all the time, or then it's gone again. So
Absolutely, Gina. That's
yeah.
right. I think
Yeah.
all the parents over here, we're having that hard phase to deal with. In the past two sessions, we had the statistics. Like it's really like very true that the system is different in UK and India. I had a look on the statistics. Those kids in UK and India as well. So our intention is not to completely get away from the screen. It's just that how to balance the screen time. So. Yeah, it's a good job, great job. It's hard for parents, but then I think you should be an inspiration to your kids.
Not only
Yeah.
that, you have to also monitor the contents that they are watching. That's really crucial. The contents that they are watching is really crucial, and we have to definitely keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Because and when they're exposed to school, the kids in the UK in year 1 and year 2, the words they're using, the swearing, it's all too much. And they come every day evening asking, Mama, what does this word mean? What does that mean? This mean? I'm so surprised to hear such words from them. So we have to monitor that as well.
True.
Yeah.
True. Thank you, Gina. Thanks for that. And if you guys have got more questions, drop them in the chat or email us anytime. And teachers, feel free to take the steps back to your classroom and communities as well. Until next time, stay balanced, stay connected, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Monica. Thanks, Gina. Thanks, Mimi.
Thank you, Sumana, for keeping this. And then for all the thing that you're putting in effort, you're putting in to bring this platform, and you're putting every inch of you in. I can see that. So huge hats off to Sumana for doing this.
All of us, Gina. Thank you so much. Thanks,
definitely.
Mimi. Thanks, Jabin. Thanks,
Thank you,
Divya. Thanks,
Jabin.
Johan. See you all. Take care. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye,
later. Have a
Sumana.
good
Take
day.
care.
Bye.